Hello everyone, welcome back to, oh my god, everyone's saying it in the server. Welcome back to All the Mods 8, Survival Multiplayer. I just did the slash recording thing, so everyone knows that I am recording right now. There was this big old thing of dirt right here, and I was like, I wonder why this is here. And I kept hearing the ghast noise, and then I realised somebody put a big old ghast in my base. I deleted my sword, didn't I? I'm going to have to use this. Come on, stop. Where are you? How are you here? Right, let me get my shrinking device out. I've got to try and punch it, because I don't know how to get rid of it. Where are you? Okay, is that you? Yeah, there you go. Ooh, maybe I could have got him in a jar. Okay, I think he's got no AI. Let's get a jar. Let's get one of these and get a yoinker. Yeah, with Apotheosis you can like make it so they don't have any AI whatsoever, right? So that is really perfect for us, because that means we can stick him down here. He won't move around. He won't shoot me. He won't do anything. And eventually he should be caught by this, and we got a ghast in a jar. That's actually really useful. I think that was... I don't remember who did that, but they said that they left me something at the base. Let's go... It's really stupid me coming in through the window, but that's what I'm going to be doing. And we are just going to stick that one right up there. That's pretty decent. I like that. Thank you for dropping off a ghast for me, especially with no AI. I should do that with all of them. Like, you could make the, what is it for no AI? Spawner. That's not the spawner I want to look at. It's this one. There we go. Is it chorus fruit? Yeah. So all you do is you right click a chorus fruit on a spawner, and then anything that spawns from it, like, won't attack you, it won't even walk around, it will just be there and just exist. You can kill it, you can get all of the mob drops and everything. It's a really useful thing to have. So obviously somebody's done that, and they enlarged it over here. I'm going to go look up who that was, give me a sec. It was Sativa. Sativa's actually been with the channel for like ages now. Remember them commenting on my All the Mods 7 series. But yeah, they said they left me a surprise over here. So it was very loud. So I'm glad that we found it and it had no AI. It's very useful. Right. Anyway, today's episode is going to be a bit of a weird one, because I'm going to talk about the server instead of actually doing some builds. I can sort of go over this. Let's go over this for a bit, because this one was actually kind of a fun build. Yeah. So, I don't have all the modium yet, because I want to get my all the modium from quests. So if we look in the quest board, and we go to bounty board, scroll out a little bit, there is kill the warden, and you get one thing of all the modium right there. So you don't actually need to go find all the modium in the world anymore. Because you guys know, right? Once you got one all the modium, you can go to the mining dimension. Mining dimension has loads of all the modium. But if I had all the modium, I could make a all the modium axe. And with a dispenser, and I've just got a timer right here, just regular timer, with an axe in it, you can get it to like use the axe on one of these cutting boards. And if you put some wood in the cutting board and use an axe on it, it gives you stripped wood. And it also gives you this bark stuff, tree bark. So this is actually the way that I was going to like automate, what was it, andesite casing. Because, yeah, anyway, I wanted to do that. I'm using modular routers all over the place here. I'm using a little crafter to make stone axes. Thinking about it, I probably shouldn't have done a crafter. I should have done a fabricator, because you can have input from the left, and that will just pull in the wood. No, that will just pull in the sticks, and we can have the igneous extruder on the bottom and have it like import all of the stone. I don't know how that works though. Would we have to have like 2 different slots for it? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm using a crafter because I had a crafter to hand. But anyway, yeah, this was my way of getting the strip wood, because you need strip wood for it to make the andesite casing. I think you also need strip wood for other things. Do this and go over to create. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. There you go. So you need it for the brass casings and the copper casings too. So there's 3 things you need strip wood for, and I was like, wow, that's a cool thing to automate. I did this between episodes. I actually didn't. I started an episode, but now I kind of want to go over all the changes that we've made to the server itself. Just in case anyone's like thinking about joining. The few changes that we've made, let's not say a few because we made quite a bit. Oh yeah, I forgot. JM3 changed spawn around a little bit. There's still a bit of rubber banding. I thought we fixed the rubber banding issue. Strange. Oh, that reminds me as well. I need to make a change to this blood stuff, because this causes quite a bit of lag. I need to mark that down as something to change. But yeah, this over here causes quite a lot of lag. You might want to change this in your single player to get rid of the blood stains. You can set it to 0 in the config. Where the heck is spawn? I think it's over this direction. Yeah, there we go. I'm not sure whose base this is, but yeah, JM3 has completely changed spawn. It looks insane. He's even got a clock. I like that. Wow. Oh, he's left all of this up here. I like that. There you go. Even put in the chat. It's clean. It's very clean right now. He's got his head right there. I wonder if I should put my head up here somewhere. But anyway, so I did kind of like mark out all of the stuff that we've done to the server. I say we. It's more me, JM3, and mainly Mr. T. Mr. T has made so much changes to the server. It's brilliant. We did disable the RF Tools Builder Quarry, although you can still use it. It just uses a hecton more power, and it can't accept that much power, so it's kind of slow. So we slowed it down. That is a safety thing, because it was quite laggy for the entire server. Like, in your single player world, if you are going to use a builder, right, you slap the builder down, you do a big quarry or whatever, and you leave it, and it's done after a little while, and it only affects you. So you can go off and do something that is, you know, fine to do whilst you lag. But if you try and do that on a server, it lags everybody out on the server. So if you're all trying to do it at the same time as well, it's very laggy for us. We also disabled the chunk destroyer, as in it can't take enough power to do like anything. So you can still craft it, but it is disabled, and it is on purpose. We did that because I think it was Rishi. Rishi made the first chunk destroyer on the server, and then politely asked us if he could use it. And I think our response was like, yeah, give it a go, see what happens. And then it crashed the server because there was like 25 people on at the time. So he was like, right, not using that again, and he binned it straight away, which was very nice of him. But a few people were using them after that because they didn't know that the chunk destroyer would do that to the server. So we just made it so you can still craft it, but it's broken on purpose, as I said. We did disable the AE2 channels. Now that's a weird one, because a lot of people that like AE2 were like, why the heck do you do that? They like using channels. It's one of the main parts of the mod, right? And what I say to that is, those people like me, who's not a massive fan of applied energistics, I prefer refined storage. It's like, it's an easier way into the mod. So that's the reason I disabled it. I didn't consult anyone before I did it, which was a bit of an oof. I should have consulted everyone first, but I did it like right at the start when we found out that refined storage was super laggy on the server. It's weird. There was a lot of things on the server that were causing lots of lag, but we have fixed pretty much all of them now, which is awesome. To sort of spice it up a little bit, we did add extra food to Spice of Life. So it now goes up to 500 food items. There's only 600 in the game. So you're going to have to go to like the Twilight Forest to get some of those food and so on and so on. We've also made it so you don't like lose your hearts on death. That was a config change. So we could do that relatively easily. We added a thing which is players get kicked after 15 minutes of inactivity. That was to stop people from just staying online the entire time and using like their player as a chunk loader. I get it. I get why people were doing it, especially those that don't have any chunk loads, because the basic tier doesn't have chunk loads. But this was more like those people that forgot they were on and they had like, you know, a ton of chunks loaded around them that were doing lots of processing. So I think that was a good change. It kicks me as well after 50 minutes of inactivity. It's actually done that a few times already because I like to edit my videos while still being in game. The server now resets every 4 hours and it gives you a 15-minute, or is it a 5? I think it gives you a 5-minute message and then a 1-minute message. So there's 2 messages that like pop up in the chat telling you that the server's about to reset. We also had to nuke. We had to nerf nukes because, yeah, they don't go boom, they go meh. Yeah, a few people were using nukes for like mining, which is, you know, that's fine in my opinion. But a few of them, especially the nuke arrows, they were sort of exploding the end and stuff like that. So that was a bit of an oof when we saw that, but that's fine. We've disabled them now. You can still craft them because you need it for the spawner. So if I do nuke, yeah, the improbable probability device needs a nuke. So obviously we couldn't disable the crafting recipe. In fact, we haven't disabled any crafting recipes on the server. We also had to nerf the crap out of pipes. Brilliant. Thank you for farting. Yeah, we nerfed pipes. Like, pipes were the biggest source of lag for the longest time on the server, unfortunately. It's because, I'll go do an example, actually. So, here's the example I'm going to use. You got an inventory there, and you put a pipe in between, and you want a pipe between the two. So, you do that, and the pipe takes those out and puts them in here, right? And it checks, if we have a look, transfers 4 items every 20 ticks, which is every second it transfers 4 items. So if we had a stack of cobble, it would take, you know, like 16 seconds to move it across. The upgrades, on the other hand, so at pipes, it changes it so you can do 8 items every 15 ticks, 16 items every 10, you know, 32 every 5, and then 64 items per tick. Now, the issue that we were having is when you have this, and you're trying to export from this chest right here into multiple inventories. What the pipe does is it checks over here to see if there's room, checks over here to see if there's room. All the time, it's checking like as much as it can. So every 20 ticks, this will check to see if it can fit in these two. If it can't, it still had to do that check in the first place. Now, I know a bunch of people had pipes, not just regular item pipes, but this ultimate universal pipe with the ultimate upgrade in it. And they were sending water and like bone meal for their phytos, for example, and, you know, a bunch of different stuff all in one pipe. And that just means that it was doing triple the processing to try and figure out if it could send those items. So we ended up having to basically nerf pipes into the ground because... Why is this still being a pain? There we go. Wonder what the TPS is at right now. Forge TPS. Let's have a look. It says... It's at 10 TPS. That's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, usually I think it's like 20 TPS is a really good one to be at. That's what a single player world would be on. Like a newly spawned in single player world. But yeah, we're doing pretty well, I think, considering we're on a big server and there's lots of chunks loaded, etc. But we had to nerf pipes because they were just like trying to figure out if they could put stuff in inventories all the time. And I've got a little... I don't actually have an image of it, but one of our players' bases was using pipes everywhere, and it was really, really affecting the server, unfortunately. So we did nerf all the upgrades. So this upgrade, and this upgrade. I don't know about the infinite upgrade. I didn't check that one, but I know all the upgrades are basically the same as the basic one now, except the advanced and the ultimate can do like filtering and stuff, which is kind of good. But the speeds are the exact same. So we had to nerf pipes because it was really, really affecting the server. We didn't do anything to refine storage, but we did for cable tiers. So cable tiers, you know, the creative exporter and importer. These had the same thing where they were checking to see if they could pull items or push items. And because of the speeds, it was trying to check like every tick. There's 20 ticks in a second, by the way. I think that's right. There you go. Yeah, that's right. It's every second is 20 ticks. So 20 times a second, the exporter was trying to export stuff, and it was just, yeah, they were very, very quick to the point where it was really hurting the server. So we nerfed those a little bit. There was a few other nerfs that we did. Oh yeah, we made it so you can't use the storage explorer. I think it's called that. Scanner. Yeah, the storage scanner right here. We had to disable this because the storage scanner was not like you could use it outside someone's like claimed chunks. So, I didn't really go over the claimed chunks at all, but what the claimed chunks do, so right now, this whole area here is claimed by JM3. This is spawn and like other areas, right? That one there is claimed by the ATM peoples. This over here is claimed by Seabolds. So, like that's Seabold's base right there, for example. Only Seabold can actually do anything on his base. Ooh, I like this. He's got a to-do list. Nuked JM3. I love it. He's got werewolf flesh for sale. That's really good. That's good for the... I should be using these screens. They look really nice. Anyway, yeah, only Seabolds can do stuff in his chunks. I mean, me and JM3 and Mr. T can do things in all chunks. Because admins, right? But it's your way of, like, securing property, basically, on the server. So if we have a look around, Bora's base over here, no one can interact with this unless you're in his party, and then you can interact with it. I've got a little bit over here, which is my ATM star B that I did in my single player. I replicated him out into this world because I know a lot of people seem to like the B. So I put this one here, and I added a waystone. I can't remember what the... Oh, there it is. Be careful. But anyway, getting back to the changes we made on the server, we actually had... If we hop back in here, we had... I think it was the same team that did the infinite power. Yeah, these four right here. They did a pink slime, meat and blood setup, And it was quite laggy because it was, well, the way that you do it, it has to be laggy, unfortunately. Which is spawning in loads of like cows and then killing them off for blood. Or you could flip it over to getting some pink slime and some meat. So what we did was we asked them to take it down and we just gave free pink slime, meat and blood. Meaning that no one on the server has to set that up. They could just pull from these tanks right here. So if you get pink, 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 brown, 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 or red, 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 you'll get infinite blood, meat, or pink slime. We did the same thing with lava. Lava was actually the first thing we did because someone set up the create method of getting free lava in the nether. So instead of having everybody have those setups in the nether and having to use like a chunk load, we set this up in spawn, so this is always loaded for one thing. And this just means that you can have free lava as well. And you don't have to set it up if you don't want to. So we do have this infinite power as well. This is using the ATM star. So ATM star. Let's have a look at the ATM star. You can use this in an energizer to get one of these creative energy cells. And what this does is it just gives you free power. Now, this team right here, they set up one of these. And we asked them what they wanted to do. And they said, well, we want to keep hold of R1, obviously, because they want to have infinite power. But they were okay with the server having free power. So we've got free power on the server right now, which is kind of cool. And we've got a flux plug, quantum entangler porter, and a tesseract. And they've all got channels on each. So I think this one is just the free infinite power network. This one's called free power. And this one is also called free power. Oh yeah, this is my donation chest as well. So if you do want to donate anything to me, I've got a thing set up. Wild warp, spawn market. Don't even know where these go, if I'm honest. Ah, it was doing a kill entity thing, so that's why it took a second there. But this is pretty cool. I like this. This was a build, I think, from Mr. T. And this is like the town center sort of work in progress thing. You guys have seen all of the shops recently. Oh, wow. Someone set up a massive draug me. Oh, that is so cool. I love it. By Arcadius. Oh, this is insanely cool. What is this? This is an Ars Nouveau light. Ah, these are so cool. Oh my god. I didn't show this last episode because I didn't know about it, but the what's this called? This is the drive shop right here, where you can come in and you can get like some of these little drives. I think Crafty is working on it right now, but they've got this really cool thing right here. Those are buttons, and the drives come out. How cool is that? Right, let's land up here so we can watch it come out. How cool is that? Oh, some people are amazing. How the heck did they even do this? Those frame slopes. Oh, I do love a bit of frame slopes, I must admit. Alright, let me close off this. There you go. And you guys have seen the mimic as well, right? Which is... there is a way of doing it, I think it... Massive mimic shop. I love it. And they sell artifacts in here. This is all using Create, by the way. Love it. Right. Anyway, back to all the changes we've made. So if I go /spawn. There was a few other bits of changes that have happened recently. So first off, this wasn't recent, but I forgot to mention it. We have a clear lag every 15 minutes. And you might see it in the chat. It says like... ground items will be cleared in 60 seconds. That means if you drop something on the floor, so like an oak sapling, for example, after that 60 seconds has happened, it will just delete the entity off the floor because I mean, if we've got like loads of gubbins just splattered around the place, it's really bad on TPS on the server. So we've got a little job that goes around and kills all the items every 15 minutes. We've also got an auto restart. If the server crashes, it will automatically reboot and come back up. So next up, oh hello JM3. Next up we've got on the list. So we've got the auto restart after crash thing. That is that's been mentioned. We've got a thing now as well where if it crashes but it doesn't crash, this was an issue we had at one point where the server would crash but it wouldn't. It just wouldn't let anyone online. We've got a thing where if no one is online for 15 whole minutes, it will restart. It will do a job and it'll be like, well, nobody's online, so I'll just do a quick restart, which is pretty cool, I think. That's when it's weird. It didn't crash. It just hung. I think that's what they call it. It was hanging. So yeah, that's another thing we added. Let's have a look at the list. Oh yeah, that's another thing. We made the ATM furnaces. So you know all the mods furnace. All the furnace. Made this one here, which is an upgrade to the netherite furnace. We made it the same as the netherite furnace because, again, it was doing things far too quick. And the same with the vibranium and unobtainium furnaces. It was just doing things far too quick for the server to handle. And it was causing a lot of lag. Even when it wasn't doing anything, it was causing like ridiculous lag. Because it was trying to check if it had anything to smelt, so it could smelt it up. But it was doing it like, I don't know, like 100 times a second or something. It was ridiculous. So we nerfed that down so it's the same as the netherite one. Unfortunate, I know. I didn't want to do that, but if it was causing that much lag, it's like one of those things we had to do. After we nerfed pipes, by the way, we also had to nerf XNet. So XNet was something that a lot of people actually replaced all of their pipes with. And I felt really bad because I know there was somebody on the server that just flat out replaced all of their pipes with XNet. And it caused the exact same issue where the controller was like trying to see if stuff was full up and if it could put stuff in that place. And it was very annoying. And it was causing lots of lag. So we had to nerf XNet as well, unfortunately. Oh yeah, force load methods. So there's a few ways in Minecraft to force load a chunk. In modded, I should say. So one of them is the anchor upgrade. Oh wow, okay. I didn't think we disabled the recipe or anything. Maybe it's just not in this pack. But there's usually an anchor upgrade that you can do for Mechanism, which means it will keep all of your machines loaded at all times. Those were disabled from the beginning because FTB chunks disables all of the stuff that isn't FTB chunks for chunk loading. So like flux points, I've actually got a flux point on me. If we place it down, you see there's a chunk loading button. Yeah, that's been disabled. But again, that's not us. That's just how FTB chunks does it. The mod that adds, this. Yeah, that's again, we are sort of, we didn't want to do it, but we didn't want it to happen like that, but that's just how it is happening. This looks amazing, by the way. JM3's been at it. I like it. It's nice. Rough gravel. This one here is reinforced gravel. It's really nice. JM3's setting up a train station, and we're going to have trains that go, to everybody's base. On, I think it's this Sunday, we're going to have a stream, and I'm going to go to, a bunch of people's bases. That's Boras right there. Looks pretty badass. Same with Seabolds. Really like what he's done with occultism up here. I'll show you that. I'll show you that at another point in time. But anyway, next thing we did was we also disabled mine colonies because mine colonies is super laggy. Unfortunately, I think it's to do with Domen Ornamentum, trying to render all of the blocks from Domen. All of these ones. Where's the roofs? Shingles. Yeah, the shingles. Yeah, actually, are these... No, these are the ones from McCaw's roofs. Yeah, these are fine. For some reason, the Doman ones aren't, like, TPS friendly. I'm not sure why, but yeah, we had to nerf mine colonies anyway, unfortunately. The next thing on the list is we added a fix for, you know that thing where every so often you get a dark chunk? I had it in my single player, and you have to like reload all of your chunks for some reason. Well, that is actually a known issue with Minecraft, I think, and there was a fix that Mr. T found. So Mr. T implemented that recently. So no longer going to get those dark chunks where stuff spawns in loads because it's so dark. There was also a memory leak issue with All the Mods 8, and Mr. T fixed that as well. He's absolute legend. Other than that, there's like a couple of server maintenance like things that we've added just to keep everything ticking over. And you know the rubber banding where you're flying too fast and you rubber band? Well, it used to be way worse than what we got right now. Right now, it's not actually doing it. Let me try and find her. Oh, someone actually fixed... I didn't notice this before. Someone fixed the hole. The meteor hole. I mentioned that last episode. I love that. They actually came in and fixed it. That's brilliant. And it's a panda reserve now. Ton of pandas. Love it. Loads of bamboo. But yeah, there was a few issues on the server, but they've all been fixed. So I'm sure we'll have a few more issues coming up eventually. But for now, the server's actually pretty stable. So I'm just putting that out there. There you go. There was a little bit of rubber banding where it sort of bounced me. But it used to be so bad. And now it's not as bad, which is great. Right, I have no idea how long I've been talking for, but I just wanted to go over all of the different things that we've done to the server to keep it a bit more maintained. I might actually pop it in the description, maybe have little tags with like me talking about those certain things, so you can just skip to all of the different bits that you want to go over again. But yeah, I'm going to have to call it there for today. So, thank you for watching. Thanks for joining. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.